For lunch today, I'm going to make some stuffed peppers. I'm using some stuff that I have left over in the fridge from previous things that I've made. So I'm going to, that's going to be more of like a Mexican style. So I have some brown rice that was already cooked up. If I didn't already have rice cooked up, I'd probably use quinoa in there. I do have some black beans. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in there. We have some corn. And then I'm going to put some mushrooms. I just happen to have baby Bella, but whatever kind of mushrooms you want. And then we have some chopped up onions. I'm going to add a little scoop of garlic in here, maybe about a teaspoon. I'm going to mix this up. Probably made more than what I actually need, but I always like to put extra down in the pot to have it later. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cumin over the top. And a little chipotle chili powder. So we need to mix that up. And then I'm going to add a can or a partial can of diced tomatoes. This one has basil, garlic, and oregano already in it. If you have salsa in the fridge, you could use salsa instead. We only have a little bit of salsa left, so I want to save that for chips and salsa for a snack later. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour a little bit of this in here.
About half a can?
Yeah, we're going to see how it mixes here. I might want to add a little bit more. I will end up using the whole can because I will pour it over the top. We'll add a little more in there. So that's probably about 2/3 of the can. And then as far as my peppers, I like to cut them lengthwise instead of just taking the top off, because I typically only eat half a pepper, so this way it's already ready to go. And a lot of times if I have a lot of peppers, like when my mom has her garden and everything, when she has way too many that we can't use fast enough, we will go ahead and slice them this way, knowing that we'll make stuffed peppers in the future. And these are easier to freeze. You can easily stick them in your baggies, your freezer bags or whatever, and just easily stack them up however you need, and they freeze a lot easier. So I'm just going to take these then and just stuff them. Hopefully they won't fall over on me here. You can leave them like this, which is what I'm going to do, or if you want, you could put like panko across the top to give you a little crunch to add to it. And the big thing is once it's cooked, you can top it with just about anything you want. All right, now that I have them all stuffed, I am going to go ahead and put them in my Instant Pot. Typically, you would put the little rack down in the bottom. I don't know where I have my little rack right now, and I want to pour all this extra over, so that would just fall through the rack anyway. But I am going to go ahead and pour probably about a cup of water down in the bottom, because you need that liquid. You don't want to have too much, but you definitely want enough that nothing's going to burn. And I'm just going to go ahead and sit these down in here. And then, like I said, I like to have extra of the filling, so I'm just going to go ahead and dump this over the top. And then I'm just going to pour the rest of these tomatoes over the top too for more flavor. And you're just going to need to get the lid on here. Make sure this is closed off so you're not going to lose the steam. I'm going to set it on manual, high pressure for 5 minutes and let that do its thing. Once the 5 minutes Why did it not go? Oh, I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Manual, 5 minutes, and just let it go. Once it is done with this, then I'm going to just let it come down for about 5 minutes or so on its own, and then I'm going to go ahead and release the pressure, otherwise it will cook it too much.
Okay, so the 5 minutes, that's after it gets up to temperature.
Yeah, it'll come
pressure.
up to temperature and pressure on its own, and then it's going to cook for 5 minutes, and then once that happens, we're going to let it kind of sit for another 5 minutes. It's going to do it like it kind of releases itself over time, but I don't want to go more than that extra 5 minutes because it will get too mushy on the peppers. Okay, now that this has been going for 5 minutes after the timed 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and turn it off, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick this on there and just release. There shouldn't be much left in there. I didn't even really need to put that over it. There was nothing to really shoot out of there. Just be careful when you take the lid off. I'm going to set it aside, but just so you know, if you haven't caught one of my other videos, that you can leave it in the side here. And I'm just going to go ahead and...
Oops.
Steaming up, huh? Just going to go ahead and scoop one of these out of here. Put it in the bowl. Probably should have a slotted spoon for the extra that's down in here. I usually just scoop the extra a little bit around. And then you can top this however you would like, since it is more of like a Mexican type thing. I am going to put some little scoop of sour cream. If you like avocado, feel free to go ahead and put that on there, anything like that. And then I always love the crunchy onions on stuff, give it a little crunch, a little extra flavor. So I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle some of that on there.
And then that is a vegan sour cream, right?
Yes, that is a dairy-free vegan sour cream. Now Scott wanted a little bit of cheese on his, so I'm going to go ahead. I've got this soy blend of cheese, so I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle just a little bit on there for him.